of true surrender. When you are absolutely terrified, but you have no other choice. You can either suffer terribly in this moment, or you surrender and let go of that fear. And that is what this experience was for me. It was that ultimate surrendering to my fears. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sammy Jane, and in this channel I share my spiritual and fitness journey, as well as just plain spread love and light to others. So, it's been a hot minute since I have sat down, put a camera in front of my face, and recorded a video. And basically, to be honest, I got a little discouraged, and I don't know, I kind of just felt like I had to have some time for me to just go internally, do some work, and I don't know, that just felt like kind of what I needed at the time. But I'm back with something quite profound to share, honestly. So, you came to this video probably to hear about my experience skydiving. Yes, I jumped out of a freaking plane, and I'm still, this has been like 2 weeks ago now since I did it, and just taking this time to like reflect on what that experience was, how it really transformed me, what I really took away from that. And yes, leave it to me, not just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go jump out of a freaking plane, cool, yeah, let's do it, did it, awesome, I just jumped out of a plane, cool. No, leave it to me to take it to the very depths of like, what lesson, what did I take away from this? Let me dive deeper and kind of dissect this experience, because it is quite the experience. So here I am to sit down and share with whoever decides to watch this some valuable messages and lessons that I took away from this experience. Like, truthfully, I wanted to do a video to share it because it was very, very powerful, and I felt the messages that I was able to take away, I felt could potentially be really helpful for someone, honestly. And just overall being able to kind of speak it out and reflect on what this experience was is just a beautiful opportunity in itself. So here I am. Let's dive into it. I feel like I need to give some background, some context. Before the actual day of me jumping out of the plane, I would say probably a week leading up to the actual day of me doing it, I had quite the experience putting into practice some information I learned from a book I was reading that literally changed my life. It was such the catalyst for some serious growth, and I was able to really put it into practice. So I wanted to share this before I even get into the actual experience itself of jumping out of the plane. Now, to give some background, if you're someone that's not, doesn't know me very well or knows a little bit about me, I have been someone that has suffered some bad anxiety. I mean, very severe, to the point I've actually been hospitalized, which is a whole story in itself. Severely bad. Where it's been a part of my life where it's at times been very debilitating. So just to kind of put that background out there, that I've never been somebody that been like, I see myself jumping out of a plane someday. That was not to me. Never in a million years would I think I would do that. So just want to give you that background first and foremost. So to get into it, a week leading up to me doing this was gonna be my reality. So at the time I was working third shift. I was working at a job that was terrible, that literally you do the same thing over and over again. So it gave me plenty of time to sit and think. Now, this was kind of a spontaneous thing that I was gonna do. My sister already did it, and then I was kind of I knew I was terrified of it, so I was like, this is why I need to do it. Because I'm terrified, I need to push myself to do this. And it was kind of that opportunity for me to really do exactly what I've been trying to do, is literally dive right into my fears, quite literally. And yeah, it gave me that opportunity. So it was kind of yeah, let's do it. Let's set it for this date. Let's just do it. So a week leading up to the day, Friday is when we went. That whole week, I'm at work, and I would have this mental image flash of me standing at the door of the plane, looking down, knowing I'm about to jump out, or better yet, fall out. And that all week, I would get some serious anxiety of, oh my god, my stomach would turn, butterflies would be all like just filling my stomach, like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying. What am I doing? Am I really going to do this? I'm jumping out of a freaking plane on Friday. Oh my god. And I'm freaking out, mind you. So all week, it was just that mental image would flash in my mind, and I would literally feel all the physiological symptoms and responses happening because of that simple image. It was terrifying. Just that thought, that mental image of looking down 14,000 feet knowing I'm about to jump on a plane. Mind you, I've never rode in a plane before in my life. I've never even been in the air. So I was about to ride the plane for the first time and jump out of it. Talk about an experience. Anyhow, so back to my whole lesson, the very first week leading up to it. The lesson and takeaway was I was able to work with my anxiety and learn what causes anxiety. Why do we suffer so much? And me and anybody out there that really truly suffers, it's an awful thing to go through, I know. And so I was able to put into practice what I learned from this book, like I was saying earlier. And it's a simple understanding that anxiety is created because, one, we have thoughts. It begins with what kind of thoughts are we having? We're having these thoughts, which ends up leading to physiological responses. Our heart beats faster, butterflies in our stomach, being sick to the stomach, which is something I experienced, heart beats faster, shallow breathing. These are all physiological responses to anxiety in itself. And which only happens because we are having these thoughts. So what I was able to do with that awareness, I would have that mental image come up. This would all be within a 1-minute time frame. The mental image would come up to my brain. I would have the physiological response, or I would feel sick to my stomach, my butterflies would come in my stomach, all these things. And what I would do, change my thoughts immediately, let go, allow it to be there, and release it, and go on to, I would listen to podcasts all the time. So I'd go back into my zone of my podcast and like kind of just let go of thinking about this over and over again. Because worrying and the anxiety happens because of future tense. We are having this stuff come up, and then the event itself hasn't even happened yet. So why are we suffering? Why suffer in this present moment of something that hasn't even happened yet? So it was really that, like I said, that experience and that practice to allow myself to let go and fully be in the present moment of now, right now. 5 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, an hour from now, 2 days from now, a week from now, whatever, that's future. When you can bring yourself into the present moment, it helps alleviate that anxiety. Because anxiety comes, like I said, from the worry of the future. And so that was, it was a very empowering practice. And I truly encourage people to really try it out, because it really changed everything for me in the realm of anxiety, and it helped leading up to the day that this was happening. Now, every day that passed, I knew I was getting closer and closer and closer to the day. And so fast forward, okay, so that was the beautiful lesson I took away just from that experience in itself. And then, okay, the day comes. Things are getting a little more intense. It's getting more and more real. And so Friday comes, and I know, like, oh my god, I'm hours away from this happening. So, the anxiety was kind of creeping up a little bit heavily. It really had to really practice trying to put myself more and more now. And so here we are. Time to go to my sister's house, time to meet, time to leave. We're sitting here talking. Oh my gosh, it's almost time. It's just getting more and more real. Like, I'm about to jump out of a plane. Whew, okay. It's still an hour from now. I'll burn myself right here. And so anyhow, we get there, it's time, we're rocking, we're rolling, let's do
I got
this.
some footage which I'm
I'm gonna put in this video just to kind of show like every time I watch it, I just literally just get chills, because it's just like, I did that. It's so empowering. It just drives me for life so much more. It's like I can't even fully express what it was for me, what the experience was. But anyhow, so we're getting strapped up. He starts the footage, and it's just getting more and more like real. It's getting real quick. And so get the footage, and then he says, well, that time tells me that we got like 2 minutes to board the plane. And it's just like, it's hitting me like, this is happening like right now. So then he's like, well, you ready to board the plane? And I'm just like, let's do it. Like, I'm here, like, let's do it. I'm terrified, but let's do it. So we walk over, we board the plane, and it's like windy. Like I said, I've never rode a plane before, and it's just like I was really took away by like, wow, it's like freaking windy as hell. Stepping up there, getting in, and it was a tight little space. Plane just started, and it was just like, it just hit me in that moment that I've been so focused on that mental image of standing at that door gonna fall out, that I haven't even took the time to think, wow, I've never even rode in a plane before. This is really crazy. I'm like looking out the window and feeling the plane, like it just freaking, we had to like bear it down, like it was like taking off super fast. You know, I had no idea what to expect, and just taking off the ground, and I just realized, wow, I've never been in the sky before. And I'm looking out, and it's just like the perspective shift when you're in the plane. And I'm just like looking out and just like, wow. And you know, that anxiety, it was bubbling up a little bit for sure. Knowing, like, looking out the window being like, oh shit, I'm about to be falling from this height. And we just keep getting higher and higher and higher and higher. And it's getting like, okay. We're in it. We're in it right here, right now. This is happening. So, you know, in the plane, the guy is he's kind of really, thank you to the man that jumped with me, because he really did help, like, kind of keep my nerves. Like, he was so calm, and that energy really rubbed off on me to really just put me in this very calm space. He was helping me breathe, and like, just being really grateful for that. And anyway, so he like kind of attaches, because you're not attached when you walk in. So when you're in the plane, you kind of have to like sit on their lap, and they attach themselves to you, get yourselves all strapped in, ready to go. So he starts doing that, and then it's like, okay, we're really getting there now, because he's strapping himself on. It's like go time. So we get to this point. I had like 2-3 people in front of me that were gonna go first, and so we get to the point where literally I would say we were up in the air for probably like a good 10 minutes, and the whole time I'm sitting thinking, okay, when are they gonna open that door? Like, when is it time? And so we get to this point, and they go over, and I could tell, like, I'm watching around, like, oh gosh, okay. And they open the door, and all, like, I mean, the most intense one I've ever experienced. And I'm just like watching that door open, and I'm just like, oh shit. And in the position I was sitting in the plane, I could see out the door. So I'm seeing how high up we are. And like I said, there was some people in front. They got that door open. People are starting to kind of get to that door. The mental image that's been haunting me all week is about to be a reality. So these people, I had like 2 people in front, and literally they go and do the whole thing, stand at that door, and I just watch one by one fall out. And I just watch them fall out of the plane. And then he starts pushing me, and I'm just like, it's my turn. So he starts pushing me, and this is the moment where I got the full experience of true surrender. When you are absolutely terrified, but you have no other choice. You can either suffer terribly in this moment, or you surrender and let go of that fear. And that is what this experience was for me. It was that ultimate surrendering to my fears. Pushed me, and in that moment of me walking over to the door, mind you, that image that haunted me, standing there at that door, and I feel like in the video you can kind of see like my face. It was just this complete surrendering. Like, it was this complete wash over of the ultimate just letting go. And it was this calm, like I cannot even express fully this sense of calm, this inner calm that just washed over me, took me. And in that moment of me standing at the door, the thing that gave me the most anxiety didn't. In that moment, it was gone. It was just like, I wish I could articulate it to the best expression, but I just don't even know how to fully describe it in words, honestly. But it was like, just in that moment, everything just washed away. I just can't even fully describe what it was. And in the video, you'll see he kind of was trying to make the motion for me to smile at the camera, but my eyes were closed because I'm just like, I just wanted to feel, I just had my eyes closed, like fully surrendering. I'm standing, the wind was so intense, and I just kind of let go and surrendered in that moment. And then the ultimate falling, oh my gosh. Talk about a perspective shift in life. That's how you do it. When you were falling from that intensity, we were up 14,000 feet. The way you see the ground, and just like everything, it's just like, your whole perspective and just life just can shift like that. I can't even fully describe to you, but it's just this ultimate sense of freedom, of freeing, of this life experience. It's just the depth, like you just kind of feel in that moment of just what you are witnessing. It's like, it's just different. It's so different. Now, mind you, when I'm falling, it was very intense. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's like 120 miles per hour. Don't quote me. I don't know for sure, but you're falling really freaking fast, basically. And so the wind is very intense. But it's like once they pull that parachute, you kind of like jolt up, and then instant shift, complete shift from falling super fast. Everything's loud. It's crazy intense in that moment. But once he pulls the parachute, you're just kind of chilling. It immediately gets so quiet, so calm, so peaceful, and you're just kind of floating. You're just literally floating around and like looking at the world from that view. It's like so profound. It is so profound. It was just everything in that moment, all my life, everything just like boom. It was just this sense of drive. Like I'm already a pretty driven person, but that like intensified, like, wow, let's make things happen in life. It was just such this like liberating from everything, like all the fears of all the judgment, all the things that I feared. It like nothing mattered in that moment. All that mattered was being who I am and expressing that to its fullest and living my greatest life and speaking my truths. And it's like it put my whole vision of life into perspective. That might sound corny, weird. I don't really care, honestly. It's just it's what it did for me, and it was just such a beautiful experience, to be honest. And like, if I could tell, like, I would highly recommend. Yeah, it's terrifying, but that is literally exactly why I did this. Like, I'm not even joking. I did it because I was so terrified, because I had so much fear wrapped around this idea. That was like, that's what I told myself. Well, Sammy, you're so fearful of this. Well, that's your sign. You need to kind of push yourself towards that, because literally there is the most empowering experience of your life on the other side. And there's so much truth to that. And this whole experience really put that into perspective, that there's truth. Your life of your dreams is on the other side of fear. And that was the greatest way to put that into perspective. Like, I can never fully. So it pushes me so much. Just like, okay, you're a little fearful of what people think of you. You jumped out of a goddamn plane, for crying out loud. It's not a big deal. Hope you took away something from this with the whole anxiety thing, which is, I think I want to do a whole video on that in itself. But because it's so empowering, and it's so much better to live your life feeling healed, feeling happy and blissed and consumed by positivity and the light. And do your shadow work. Go through the experience. Allow yourself to feel, but release. And that's just what this was. Just literally the surrendering. Don't suffer. Let go of those thoughts. Find peace now. And I hope you kind of maybe inspire you a little bit to go jump from a plane and see what it does for you, because I guarantee you it will probably change your life. Like I believe that. Go jump out of a plane.
Clock tells me we've got 2 minutes to take off, so are you ready to go board our plane?
Let's do it.
How about a big thumbs up? Awesome.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong, and I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
So set your intentions, go jump out of a freaking plane, and watch how your life changes. Like, but anyhow, until next time, keep spreading love, keep spreading light, and keep living life with purpose. Peace.